I want to thank both of the readers before me. I've learned a lot from the both of them coming together with Marshwood Songs and Nick. It's been quite an adventure. A lot of the poems here were written from my perspective from the city. So Nick is more or less in LaSalle. He has access to the big open spaces, places like Ojibwe, the bush lots, the fields, the wheat fields, the various farms where trespassing can occur. For me, I'm traversing through golf courses, I'm hopping the fence, I'm going places in the city. So, as Nick mentioned, I'm a writer of Macedonian heritage, and actually today we lost a good old member of a community, Dimitar Bashevsky, aka Brother Jimmy, and I thought I'd start off with an ode to another old guy I lost in October, my grandfather. So with that being said, I'll start with a poem called Pythagorean Hymn. When you walked me to school, the hollowness of my O, surprise of the bird-strung path, the soft sternness of your face, telling me to remember how ancients had no zero, and earth is a number reflection, and if you whistle close to water, waves met waves. I wish you waited for the physics of my song. Ditto. I miss the partisan geometry of your newfound plot. When did we last speak? Erratic, pixelated, an apartment hall, Nazi tunnel playpens, rations, your jail stay in Kiev, the years thrashing wood for power lines, like a St. Boniface of Tesla, to sit green-eyed as Caesar on the herbs of Lake Tifish, their hands as tusks, to the co-title of a built current. When you walked me to school, you told me 1944 was Bulgarians, but bullets were still speaking Turkish, and still speaking Turkish, your father was in the corpses. Simple math for simple shapes. Как страшно жизни силков. That's That being said, on a lighter note, I know we're in a Diageo neighborhood, I know we're in the Crown Royal city, we're in the place where people make the fine whiskeys and what have you, but I was a Hiram Walker employee last summer, and Hiram Walker, I wrote a poem called Hiram Walker, but my experiences there, essentially loitering, not doing very much physical work, but plenty of literary work, and I think those kind of experiences are important. And in the city, sometimes you can get lucky with a little job like that. But further ado, Hiram Walker. I'm learning Russian in the janitor's closet. Door open for the doused barrel machine tap and oak joe. The chest harmony of department drain fill. My cloister rumbles with new antiquity. Emily writes me Essex prints from her Saskatoon rail yard. Nick hums me his machines over the phone. 10,000 miles away in Moscow, Maria translates her Turgenev in the same breath as Jake shows me the maple barrels, soaked and charred for designer rye that'll survive its blenders like blenders before. And Dr. Livermore stacks Albion seed, subterranean 10, 20, 30 years, until emerging glass from a cosmic crevice in Tecumseh that founds how many stupors from Promethean wood, how many drunks made, kids conceived, friends incurred, all from the witness of my barrel. St. Paul says to take a little wine for your gut, for your spirit the spirit. Distillery walk amongst shroud pipelines, liquor words from the mash of river and heat. I bellow the myth and myrrh of your grain pressure. I'm singing it noosed from its million sips, how color blooms in laboratory centrifuge and spills lapless on bar stools, soaking and seeping into wood like the tomb of an old Tsar, and lives again and again and again and again and again. That being said, I wanted to read a poem that's actually not in the Marshwood Songs. I apologize, Black Mountain Press, Marty. I think Marty would like it. It has nothing to do with the truckers rally, although it is about a trucker. And it's not a particularly political one, but it was written on the way off the 401 to Windsor. And it's a poem that I haven't read anywhere else, and I think it's a good transition to my last one. But it's about truckers and birds off the highway. Galore nest of vale. I miss little birds who scatter like mustard seeds from branch marinas. Open feathered, open road, cable patter in the husk of squally bosom. Oh, little birds, I'd offer you a paper and plastic soup bowl toast, a medieval cauldron for your beak trembles. But the black pepper could gut your little livers. I ain't thinking that Tim's line, but you could be pissing Galwind over a lonesome trucker. And what if you crashed a semi-haul full of soup with nothing but your amorous shit? Would you peck into the soggy pallets as Diesel leaped over his remaining muscles? Is this the cruelty of birds? You lot of birds and men, hauling down the same pine-dotted thread. Brothers and sisters who chase along windmills like Pacho. And what if we forget the weight of great engines, inconceivable to barn swallows? Then sultry necks peek from lover feathers like lot lizards, pressure resonant, but only to the wind. And I think I'd like to end it with essentially a love poem for my home in Windsor, Essex. And it's a poem that I wrote after I kind of understood my friends' faces in the maps of the city. So this idea of physiognomy is this idea that you can kind of see the symbolism through one's face, much like astrology, but applied physically. Unfortunately, it took a dark turn in the 19th century, as many things do of this nature, but the act itself, I took this sort of strange inspiration and began seeing the city in the faces of my friends. So, physiognomy poem. Heckled microwave donor. I'm west side spilling loosies for my change. I saw the city curdle, bus wide scrambling praise. My mouth selling goose fat. Animal sick, full of it. A common thief for liver, apples, coffee, organ vitals. A self-checkout bandit. Peeling stickers like domes, sliver paint. I'm a fiend with a beard treaded by calipers for measurement over a soft glance calibrated for the shit day grace of streets like San Francisco. I ensalm a few meter lines under the concrete girdle of broadleaf plantain overpour. Hear ye, there lay some unknown saints whose basal dove ears sent the way the earth hollow in slow Orphic digs to a beloved and emanating center, to a ladder of divine ascent, that underneath and upwards appears the nose full moon over Meadowbrook Lane, where the stars capitulate to a heavenly inside, and every friend in this immortal canal wheels along with me. So. Without much hesitation, I'd like to introduce the illustrious Peter Pistovich. I know, I'm sorry, I might have mispronounced your name, but he's a local legend in many ways. He's a publisher of 4 books. I had the pleasure of actually finally meeting him about 20, 30 minutes ago. He's here to introduce his new book over here, There Will Be Fish. So please pick up a copy of that on your way out, and thank you for the opportunity.
Great to be in the company of